My beloved child, stop right here. Do not scroll past this moment. I am stepping into your atmosphere right now with urgent purpose. Heaven has authorized a specific instruction for your life today. I have watched you wake up morning after morning with a heavy chest. You carry the weight of yesterday unfinished battles. You sit on the edge of your bed, wondering if you are simply wandering in circles. You have prayed for clarity for so long, yet you still feel stuck at the threshold of your destiny. Hear me carefully in this moment. Your waiting season is not a failure, but tomorrow morning, everything is going to shift. I have assigned one critical task for you to complete the very moment your eyes open tomorrow. If you rush past this message, you risk walking into tomorrow with the same old chains. Stay with me for the next few minutes. Let me hand you the exact key to unlock your breakthrough before the sun rises tomorrow. You did not stumble across this message by accident. I aligned time itself to bring your eyes to these words. The enemy wanted you to keep scrolling today. He wanted you to stay distracted in the noise of the world. But I blocked his plan because your soul is ready for restoration. If you feel me speaking directly to your spirit today, anchor your faith right now. Comment the words, I am ready for my task, right now in agreement. Let your act of obedience seal this moment in the unseen realm. Breathe deeply, my child. Let your mind stop racing for just this second. I want to speak softly to the part of you that is most tired. I know how heavy your mornings have been lately. You open your eyes, and before you even sit up, the anxiety is already waiting for you. It sits like a heavy stone right on your chest. You have not even stepped out of bed yet, but your mind is already running through 10 different problems. You feel exhausted before your day even begins. You try to put on a brave face for the people around you. You smile when they look at you, and you tell everyone that you are doing fine. But inside your soul, you feel completely empty. You carry a quiet fear that you are falling behind in life. You look at others who seem to move forward so easily, while every single step you take feels like walking through deep mud. I saw you sitting in the dark last night. I saw the tears you wiped away before anyone else could notice them. You held your breath because the pain was too deep for words. You wondered if I was even listening to your prayers anymore. You asked me why every open door seemed to close right in your face. My child, every tear you dropped landed directly in my hands. Not a single one of them was wasted. Look at how you have been living your mornings. The very second your alarm goes off, your hand reaches for your phone. You begin scrolling through news, through messages, and through other people's lives. You do not even realize why you do it. You are not looking for entertainment. Your spirit is simply desperately searching for a distraction. You want anything that will numb the quiet panic inside your heart before you face the day. You fill your mind with noise before you even fill your spirit with peace. Then you wonder why the rest of your day feels so chaotic. You wonder why every small problem drains your energy so quickly. You have been trying to fight spiritual battles using earthly strength. You try harder, you plan more, and you make endless lists. But your own strength was never designed to carry the weight of your destiny. You have been fighting in your own power, and that is why you are so worn out in your bones. You feel like a warrior who has been on the battlefield for far too long without rest. You keep telling yourself that you just need to push through one more week. You tell yourself that things will get better once your circumstances change. But deep down inside, you know that your soul needs something much deeper than just a temporary fix. Let me tell you the truth about your past delays. You thought those closed doors were a punishment from me. You thought I held back your blessing because you were not faithful enough or strong enough. But hear me with the deepest part of your heart today. What you called a painful delay was actually my holy protection. I held you back from rooms you were not yet ready to enter. I closed doors that would have destroyed your peace if you had walked through them. I cut off connections with people who were never meant to carry your future. I named this season the protective delay. I was not denying you. I was shielding you from unseen traps that the enemy had placed along your path. And now, the preparation time is finally complete. The waiting season that drained your strength is officially closing today. Heaven is establishing a new order over your life starting tomorrow sunrise. But to step into this new season, you must break the old morning pattern. You cannot walk into a new open door while carrying the old habits of panic and noise. That is why I have assigned one specific task for you tomorrow morning. I call this task the holy first step. It is not a heavy burden. It is not an impossible physical challenge. It does not require you to have everything figured out. It is a simple act of sacred obedience that will realign your entire morning with my divine presence. Pause where you are right now, my child. Feel the shift happening inside your chest in this exact moment. That quiet stirring you feel is not confusion or anxiety. That is your spirit recognizing my voice. That is your soul sensing that the atmosphere around you is changing. The enemy wants you to doubt this message. He wants you to think that tomorrow will be just like every other heavy morning. He whispers lies into your thoughts, telling you that nothing ever changes for you. But I am silencing those lies right now. I am stripping the adversary of his authority over your mind. Do not let distraction pull you away from this message before you hear the exact details of your task. If you turn away now, you allow the old noise to take over your morning once again. Stay right here with me. Let me quiet the storm in your mind. Let me walk you directly to the threshold of your breakthrough. I know how hard it has been for you to trust again. You have trusted people in the past who broke your heart. You have trusted plans that crumbled right before your eyes. Every time you built up your hope, something seemed to tear it down. And slowly, without even realizing it, you built a wall around your heart. You decided that it was safer to expect disappointment than to hope for a miracle. You stopped praying big prayers. You started asking for just enough to survive another day. You shrank your dreams to fit your current fear. But I did not create you to merely survive. I formed you to be an appointed vessel of my power. You are a cycle breaker. You were chosen to stand at the front line of your family and put an end to generations of fear, lack, and silent suffering. That is why the spiritual attacks against your mind have been so intense lately. The enemy does not attack useless ground. He targets you because he sees the massive light rising inside your soul. He attacks your mornings because he knows that if you start your day aligned with me, his hold over your life is completely broken. Tomorrow morning is the battleground where your freedom begins. You do not need to fight with your own words or your own strength. All you need is the willing heart to complete the simple task I am setting before you. Are you listening to me, my beloved? Do not let the heavy memories of yesterday dictate the promise of your tomorrow. I am doing a brand new thing in your life, and it begins the very second your eyes open tomorrow. In the next section of this message, I am going to uncover the exact spiritual root of your exhaustion. I am going to show you why your soul has felt so isolated, even when you were surrounded by people. Stay close to my voice. Breathe in my peace right now. Let us step together into the truth that will set you free forever. Come closer, my child. Let me speak softly to the part of you that is most tired. Now that you are here with me, let me tell you how well I know your name. I want you to remember that you do not have to put on a show for me. You do not have to pretend to be strong when your soul is breaking into pieces. I see you clearly, even when you hide yourself from the world. I saw you sitting in the bathroom when you turned on the water so no one would hear your quiet weeping. I saw you press your face into your pillow, folding yourself into the smallest shape possible. You held your chest because the pain felt physically too heavy for your body to contain. You sat on the cold floor in the dark, wondering how much longer you could keep living like this. You have been the strong one for everyone else in your life. People come to you for comfort, for advice, and for financial support. You smile for them, you encourage them, and you carry their burdens on your own shoulders. But when the night comes and everyone goes to sleep, you sit in the silence completely empty. No one asks how you are doing inside your heart. I saw every single moment when you felt completely isolated from those around you. You can sit in a crowded room full of laughing people and still feel like the most alone soul on the planet. You feel like a stranger in your own family. You feel like no one truly understands the depth of what you carry every day. But hear me with the deepest part of your heart today. You were never as alone as your exhaustion convinced you. I stood beside you when you felt the heavy weight of yesterday sitting on your chest. I was there when you wiped away your tears and adjusted your face before walking out of your bedroom. I counted every single tear that fell from your eyes, and not one of them was forgotten or wasted in my eyes. If you feel my loving presence wrapping around your soul in this exact second, take a moment to anchor your heart right now. Write the words, "You never left me," in the comments below as a quiet declaration of faith. Let these words seal your agreement with my presence today. When you write those words, you are stepping out of isolation and directly into my sacred refuge. Let these words settle into your spirit as we move forward together. Let your soul rest in the truth that I have been with you through every unseen valley. Now, let me remind you of a servant I loved deeply in ancient times. His name was Elijah. He was a great warrior of faith who called down fire from heaven and won massive spiritual battles for my people. Everyone looked at Elijah as an unshakable hero who never felt fear. Yet right after his greatest victory, a sudden wave of threat and exhaustion hit his spirit so hard that he ran far out into the wilderness. He sat down under a lonely broom tree, completely empty of strength. He laid his head on the ground and begged me to let him quit his calling right then and there. He told me that he had given everything he had, and that he was no longer strong enough to keep going. He felt entirely alone, convinced that every other faithful soul had vanished from the earth. He was not a fake believer, my child. He was not weak or faithless. He was simply completely exhausted in his physical body and in his human soul. And notice carefully how I responded to his brokenness in that quiet desert. I did not rebuke him for his tiredness. I did not scold him for feeling overwhelmed or for wanting to lay down his burden. I did not demand that he stand up and fight harder for me. Instead, I sent my angel to bake him fresh bread and give him cool water to drink. I let him rest in the shade. I let him sleep until his physical and spiritual vessel was fed and restored. My child, you are my modern-day Elijah. You have fought so many spiritual battles in silence for your family, for your children, and for your future. You have stood firm when heavy storms raged against your household for years. But now, you have reached your own broom tree in the wilderness. You are tired in your bones, tired in your thoughts, and tired in your spirit. And I am not judging your tiredness today. I am not asking you to fight harder with your own broken strength today. I am sending you spiritual bread right now, through these words to nourish your soul. I am telling you that it is safe to lay down your heavy weapons for a moment. You do not have to figure out the rest of your entire life today. You only need to let me feed your spirit and restore your peace before tomorrow morning arrives. Breathe in my grace right now, and let your tired mind stop trying to control everything. Now, I need to speak directly to the quiet doubt that has been sitting in the back of your heart. I know what you have been thinking while listening to this message. You are thinking about all those years when you prayed desperately in the middle of the night, and it felt as though your prayers hit a thick stone ceiling. You remember the long seasons when you begged for an answer, and all you received was total silence. You asked yourself if I had forgotten your name or if I was punishing you for past mistakes. You wondered why I seemed to answer the prayers of everyone around you, while leaving your own tears unattended in the dark. My beloved child, that deep question does not offend my heart at all. It tells me how long you have stayed faithful even when walking in the pitch-black dark. So let me tell you the absolute truth about my silence. My silence in those hard years was never my absence. There were answers I withheld from you because a quick yes in that season would have destroyed your future. You prayed for doors to open that were actually dangerous traps designed by the enemy to break your spirit. You asked for people to stay in your life who would have drained your spiritual light until you had nothing left to give. I was not ignoring your cries. I was actively protecting you from prayers you did not realize were harmful for your destiny. Every time I remained silent, I was quietly rearranging things in the unseen realm that your human eyes could not yet measure. I was building a solid foundation beneath your feet, so that when your breakthrough arrives, no storm on earth will ever be able to knock you down. So do not let the painful memory of the waiting season close your heart to what I am doing today. The long silence was not rejection. It was my precise and loving care over your life. You were never falling behind. You were being carefully formed in the quiet dark. like a precious seed buried deep in the soil before the spring harvest breaks through the surface. Do you feel the heaviness starting to lift off your shoulders right now? That particular weight that sits just behind your chest is finally loosening its grip. That is my holy presence, making room inside your spirit for true peace. You do not need to carry the burden of yesterday into your tomorrow anymore. I am taking the weight of your past and replacing it with my divine strength right in this moment. Pause right here with me, my beloved. Take a deep, slow breath into your lungs. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Stop racing through your worried thoughts. Look at me right now. You have survived every single hard day that was meant to destroy you. You have made it through every silent night that felt completely endless. You are standing here today because my grace held you together when everything else crumbled around you. And because you remained faithful through the silence, I am handing you the key to your breakthrough today. Tomorrow morning is not just another ordinary day on your calendar. It is the beginning of an intentional realignment of your life. I am stripping the adversary of his authority to fill your mornings with panic and uncertainty. I am preparing your mind to receive my guidance with absolute clarity. In the next part of this message, I am going to reveal the exact spiritual trap that the enemy sets for you every time you wake up. I will show you how to dismantle that trap in less than 60 seconds before your feet even touch the floor. Stay close to my voice as we move forward together into the light. Let my quiet peace settle deep into your soul right now, because the morning of your complete restoration is much closer than you think. And now, my child, I need you to sit up and hear what I am about to declare over your life. You have heard me whisper peace over your deepest pain. Now, hear me speak over your situation with divine authority. Before I show you what comes next, I must address the quiet doubt sitting in your heart. I know what you are thinking right now. You are thinking about the times you prayed, and still no answer came to your room. My beloved child, that question does not anger me at all. It tells me how faithfully you walked in the dark. So let me answer your heart with complete honesty today. My silence in those years was never my absence. There were answers I withheld because a quick yes in that season would have cost you everything. I was not ignoring your cries. I was protecting you from a prayer you did not know was dangerous. Every single prayer you thought went unanswered was being answered on my divine timeline. I was working in spiritual rooms you could not see, on a schedule you could not measure. The long delay was not me forgetting your name. It was me carefully protecting you from walking into doors that would break your heart. So do not let the memory of waiting close your spirit to what I am doing today. The waiting season was your divine preparation time, and that preparation is officially complete. Now, let us uncover the exact trap that has held your mornings hostage for so long. Look at how you have lived your first waking moments. Your eyes open, and before your feet touch the floor, your hand reaches for your screen. You scroll through social media, news, and endless streams of noise. You look at the lives of strangers, and you read messages that bring instant stress to your soul. You begin your morning by absorbing the chaotic energy of a noisy world. You tell yourself that you are just checking the time. You tell yourself that you need to stay informed about what is happening around you. But my child, that is not the true reason why your hand reaches for that screen every single morning. Your spirit is simply desperately searching for a temporary distraction. You are trying to numb a quiet panic that sits inside your chest before you have to face your daily battles. You fill your mind with human noise because you do not know how to handle the quiet of your own thoughts. And then you walk through the rest of your day feeling scattered, exhausted, and emotionally drained. You have blamed yourself for this habit for years. You told yourself that you are simply lazy or undisciplined. You told yourself that you lack spiritual strength, and you felt deeply ashamed of your weak mornings. You promised yourself every night that tomorrow would be different, only to repeat the exact same cycle when the sun rose. But I am stripping that lie away from your mind right now. Hear me clearly today, my beloved. That morning struggle was never proof of your failure. You are not lazy, and you are not spiritually broken. What you have been experiencing every morning is a real spiritual mechanism that the enemy has used against your destiny. I am going to reveal the hidden truth behind that morning restlessness right now. I call this concept the spirit foresight. Your human spirit lives outside of earthly time, and it can sense what is coming before your physical eyes can ever see it. That strange restlessness in your chest every morning is not anxiety. It is your spirit feeling a massive open door that is about to open in your life. What the world calls worry is actually your soul standing right at the edge of a brand new season. The enemy knows that your spirit is sensing a divine breakthrough. He knows that if you wake up and align your heart with my voice first, his power over your family is completely broken. So he sets a trap for your eyes the second you wake up. He floods your mind with early distraction so that you mistake your spiritual awakening for ordinary fear and panic. He tricks you into numbing the very sensitivity that I placed inside you to guide your steps. But today, the illusion is completely exposed. You will no longer call your spiritual sensitivity a weakness. You will recognize it as my divine alarm calling you to step into your appointed authority. If this truth is clearing the fog from your mind right now, pause and anchor your agreement. Declare your trust over my perfect timing right in this moment. Comment the words, "I trust your timing," right now in the section below. Let your declaration be a loud spiritual seal against every lie of delay that the adversary ever told you. When you write those words, you are aligning your heart with the divine clock of heaven. Now, look back at all those years that you thought were completely wasted. Look at the long seasons where you felt like you were standing still while everyone else moved ahead of you. Those years were not wasted, my child. Those painful mornings where you could not find peace were not a punishment from my throne. They were your spirit refusing to let you settle for a small life. You were never falling behind in life. You were being carefully prepared in the dark. I held you back from rooms that you were not yet equipped to handle. I closed doors that looked perfect to your human eyes because I saw the hidden traps behind them. I named that season the protective delay. Every single pause was an act of my infinite love and protection over your destiny. And now, that protective delay has served its full divine purpose in your story. You have been forged in the fire of the Silent Valley, and your vessel is finally strong enough to hold the blessing. So tomorrow morning, when that familiar restlessness comes upon your chest, you will no longer fight it or fear it. You will no longer reach for the noise of the screen to numb your soul. Instead, you will execute the simple act of agency that I am placing in your hands today. The very moment your eyes open tomorrow, you will keep your hands away from your phone. You will place your right hand over your heart, and you will take one deep, slow breath in my presence. You will say these simple words out loud. My spirit is sensing what my eyes cannot yet see, and I trust my Father timing. That simple 60-second act of surrender is your first critical task for tomorrow morning. It is an act of holy defiance against the noise of the world. In that single moment of quiet obedience, you shatter the morning trap that the enemy spent years building around your mind. You reclaim the sacred authority over your morning, and you align your spirit with my divine flow. Look at me, my beloved. Do you see how simple, true spiritual freedom really is? You do not need to perform complex religious rituals. You do not need to carry a heavy burden of perfectionism to please my heart. I am not asking for your flawless strength. I am only asking for your trembling obedience in that first waking moment tomorrow morning. When you give me your first moment, I take command over your entire day. I order your steps before you even walk out of your front door. I align the right conversations. I unlock the right opportunities, and I place my shield of protection around your household. The heavy chaos that used to follow your afternoon will simply vanish in the light of my presence. You have fought for so long using your own empty energy, and it only left you broken and weary. Now, let my grace fight the battle for you. Let my wisdom direct your actions. You are stepping out of the role of an exhausted victim, and you are stepping into your true identity as an appointed cycle breaker. The chain of morning anxiety in your family lineage ends with you tomorrow. Pause right here with me, my child. Feel the quiet power settling deep into your spirit in this exact second. The fog of doubt is lifting, and the path ahead is becoming crystal clear. You are no longer confused about why you went through the valley. You now understand that every trial was shaping you for the glory that is about to be revealed through your life. Do not let any lingering distraction steal this divine clarity from your heart. We are approaching the climax of this message, where heaven is authorizing a massive spiritual shift over your household. In the very next section, I'm going to paint the exact picture of your restored future. I am going to show you who you become when you walk out of this season of delay. Stay right here with me. Keep your mind focused on my voice, because the final chains are about to fall off your life forever. Let my peace flood your entire body right now, as we prepare to step together across the threshold into your promised breakthrough. My beloved child, look at me right now. Pause where you are, and lift your spiritual eyes to my face. We have arrived at the exact intersection where your entire life changes. I am declaring over you right now that the season of heavy confusion is over. The authority of every voice that spoke failure over your household is stripped away in this very moment. The enemy thought he had locked you in a permanent cage of delay. He thought that by flooding your mornings with noise, he could permanently steal your divine assignment. But I am stepping onto your battlefield today with unyielding authority. What was locked against you for years is being unlocked by my command right now. No human hand will ever be able to shut the door I am opening for you today. I am breaking the generational chains that have bound your family line. The spirit of poverty, the cycle of mental weariness, and the hidden addiction to worry end with you today. You were chosen to be the cycle breaker in your household. You are not a victim of your past mistakes. You are an appointed vessel of my resurrection power, and your true story begins tomorrow sunrise. If you feel the fire of my divine freedom burning inside your soul right now, do not stay silent. Stand up in your spirit and claim the victory that heaven has authorized for you. Comment the phrase, "My chain is broken," right now in the section below. Let your words shatter the silence of the adversary and seal your complete deliverance in the unseen realm forever. Let that declaration anchor deep into your spirit as we step into your future. Now, let me show you something magnificent about who you are becoming. Close your physical eyes for a second and picture tomorrow morning. Imagine the clock reaching 6 o'clock in the morning. Your eyes open naturally before your alarm even rings, and the room around you is bathed in soft, gentle light. You lie there quietly on your bed, and suddenly you notice something radically different. The heavy knot that used to sit in your stomach every morning is completely gone. The dark cloud of panic that used to race into your thoughts the moment you woke up is nowhere to be found. Your chest rises and falls with a deep, effortless peace that you have not felt in decades. You take a slow, full breath, and the air goes all the way down into your lungs. Your first thought is not a list of terrifying problems or unpaid bills. Your first thought is a quiet, joyful question, asking what beautiful blessing I have prepared for you today. You smile at the ceiling because you know deep inside your soul that you are completely safe in my hands. You look at your nightstand where your phone is sitting. In the past, your hand would have reached for that screen within 3 seconds. You would have flooded your eyes with world news, social chatter, and early stress. But tomorrow morning, something holy holds your hand still. You do not even desire the noise of the world anymore because your vessel is already full of my peace. Instead of grabbing your screen, you place your right hand gently over your heart. You feel your steady heartbeat under your palm, reminding you that I gave you life for a divine purpose. And with absolute calm in your voice, you whisper those sacred words into the quiet room. My spirit is sensing what my eyes cannot yet see, and I trust my Father timing. The moment those words leave your lips, a subtle shift reverberates through your entire home. The heavy atmosphere that hovered over your household for years disintegrates into light. You step out of bed, and your feet touch the floor with a new, unshakable confidence. You walk into your day not as a weary survivor, but as a conqueror who knows her king walks ahead of her. That restored version of you is not a fantasy, my beloved child. That peaceful soul is not a distant dream reserved for someone more holy or deserving than you. She already exists in the unseen realm right now. He is already formed in my divine design for your life. You are not years of hard striving away from that peaceful morning. The gap between your current exhaustion and that restored morning is not time. It is simply one single moment of trembling obedience. It is the moment you finally stop trying to engineer your own life and allow me to carry what you were never meant to hold. That peaceful morning is standing right outside your door, waiting for you to complete your first task tomorrow. Remember the long delay that made you cry so many tears in the dark. Remember how you questioned my love every time a door slammed shut in your face. I call that season the protective delay, and today its purpose is fully revealed. Every closed door was holding you back until your heart was ready to receive this exact level of peace and authority. If I had given you the blessing 2 years ago, the old noise in your mind would have destroyed it. If I had opened those big doors earlier, you would have relied on your own strength and burned out completely. But now, you have been forged in the valley. You have learned to listen to my whisper in the silent night. The preparation is finished, and the delay is officially over. Do you see how every piece of your story fits together into my divine master plan? Nothing in your past was wasted. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, and every silent battle was quietly shaping your vessel. The enemy thought he was breaking you down, but I was using his attacks to build an unbreakable faith inside your soul. Now, let us resolve your critical task for tomorrow morning, so there is no confusion left in your mind. Your task is called the Holy First Step, and it requires no human striving. When your eyes open tomorrow, do not let your feet touch the floor immediately. Do not let your fingers touch your phone screen to check for messages or world updates. That early temptation to scroll is the adversary alarm, designed to pull you into human noise before you connect with my spirit. You will disarm his alarm by remaining still in your bed for 60 seconds. You will place your hand on your heart, take 3 slow breaths, and speak your declaration of trust out loud into your room. You will say, "Father, I give you my first waking thought. I trust your timing, and I receive your peace for my day." That simple act of surrender is your entire assignment for tomorrow morning. In that brief moment of quiet obedience, you transfer the management of your day from your weak shoulders directly into my almighty hands. When you surrender your first moment, I take full responsibility for everything that follows. I align your schedule, I grant you supernatural wisdom in your work, and I protect your mind from sudden anxiety. The heavy problems that used to keep you awake at night will begin to solve themselves in ways that leave you filled with awe. I am stripping away the spirit of fear that has dictated your family decisions for generations. You will no longer make choices based on the dread of what might go wrong. You will walk forward in the joy of knowing what I have already made right. The cycle of morning panic in your bloodline ends tomorrow sunrise, and a new legacy of divine peace begins with you. Look at how light your heart feels in this very second, my beloved child. The heavy burden you carried into this message has already begun to dissolve in my presence. You are no longer standing at the bottom of a dark valley looking up at impossible mountains. You are standing on the high ground of victory, looking back at the battles I have already won for you. Do not let fear whisper that you will fail your task tomorrow. You do not need to be perfect to receive my grace. You only need a willing heart that says yes to my voice in the quiet morning. I am walking into tomorrow ahead of you, preparing the atmosphere, calming the storms, and clearing every obstacle from your path. Hold this divine clarity tight inside your spirit as we prepare to close this sacred message. In the final section right ahead, I am going to place my holy seal of blessing over your life. I am going to lead you into a deep prayer of complete surrender that will anchor your soul in unshakable peace before you sleep tonight. Stay right here with me and receive the fullness of my blessing. Now, my beloved child, set aside the noise of decision for a moment. You have heard my voice. You have received the truth of my word today. Breathe deeply right where you are sitting. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears, and unclamp your hands from the tension you have been holding all day long. You do not have to carry the heavy weight of the future all at once. I see how tired your mind has been from constant planning. You have been running scenario after scenario in your thoughts, trying to protect yourself from every possible disappointment, but I am asking you to lay down those heavy bags right at my feet. You do not need to figure out every single detail of your future tonight, because I am already walking ahead of you into your tomorrow. Close your eyes for a moment, my child, and let my peace surround you like a warm blanket. Let the rush of the day fade away into the quiet distance. In this sacred silence, I want you to make a concise choice to surrender your need for total control. You have tried to carry the world on your fragile shoulders, but those burdens were always meant for my almighty hands to hold. Speak these simple words in the quiet place of your heart right now. Father, I surrender my worries into your hands today. I release the need to fix what is broken using my own empty strength. I let go of the mistakes of my past, and I hand you the steering wheel of my entire life. When you speak those words with genuine faith, an invisible chain breaks off your spirit forever. You are stepping out of the exhausting role of a lonely survivor. You are no longer required to fight every battle in the dark by yourself. I am stepping into the center of your circumstances, and my presence is bringing order to every area of your chaotic life. The heavy battle that kept you awake at night is no longer yours to fight because I have already claimed the victory for you. Now, receive my holy blessing over your sleep tonight. As you lay your head upon your pillow, I am placing my shield of protection over your room. No spirit of terror will touch your rest tonight, and no dark nightmare will disturb the peace of your subconscious mind. I am clearing the heavy static from your atmosphere, so that your soul can drink deeply from my well of quiet rest. Your sleeping hours will be a holy sanctuary of total renewal for your physical body and your tired mind. While you sleep in complete safety, my angels will stand guard around the four corners of your home. I will be quietly working in the unseen realm, rearranging the circumstances that troubled your heart today. You can sleep in sweet peace, because the Lord who keeps you never slumbers or sleeps. And now, I place my sacred seal of blessing over your tomorrow morning. I bless the exact second your eyes open to see the new dawn. I bless your first waking thought, filling your mind with divine peace before the noise of the world can reach your ears. I bless your hands as you place them gently over your heart to complete your first critical task of obedience. When you whisper your declaration of trust into your quiet room tomorrow morning, my glory will flood your home. I bless your feet as they step out of bed, guiding your path with absolute clarity throughout your entire day. I bless the work of your hands, making your efforts fruitful and unlocking doors of favor that no human enemy can ever shut against you. I bless your mind with divine wisdom that surpasses human understanding. When difficult problems arise in your afternoon, you will not panic or freeze in fear. My quiet voice will whisper the exact solution directly into your spirit, granting you confidence that leaves those around you in complete awe. You will walk through tomorrow not as a victim of circumstances, but as my honored child. I bless your home, your family, and your bloodline with an unshakable atmosphere of heavenly peace. The heavy spirit of strife and constant confusion that tried to settle over your household is completely shattered today. I am establishing my altar of protection over your loved ones, guarding them from unseen dangers and drawing their hearts closer to my presence. Hear this powerful identity over your life once again, my beloved. You are not a helpless fragment floating through a chaotic world. You are a carefully formed masterpiece, designed with eternal purpose long before the foundation of the earth was laid. You are an appointed cycle breaker, called to stand firmly and put an end to generations of fear, lack, and silent suffering in your family. The old identity of the weary survivor who wakes up in morning panic ends today. I am raising you up to be a living beacon of my peace, a holy vessel through which my light flows to a hurting world. You will no longer shrink back in fear when storms gather on your horizon. You will stand tall in your divine authority, knowing that the King of Glory lives inside your very soul. Look at how much light has filled your heart since we began this message. The heavy cloud that hovered over your spirit when you first clicked on this video has completely dissolved in my holy presence. You are walking into tomorrow with a brand new heart, a clear mind, and an unshakable peace that the world can never give and can never take away from you. Do not let the thief steal this divine seal from your heart when this video ends. Anchor your agreement right now before you move on with your day. Write the word Amen in the comments below as your final seal of faith over every promise spoken over your life today. Let your Amen be a loud spiritual shout that echoes through the unseen realm, sealing your victory forever. Share this message with 3 souls who are secretly crying out for hope today. Look around your life and think of those who are waking up in deep darkness, carrying heavy burdens that no human should hold alone. When you send them this message, you become the very instrument of my comfort in their lives. You become the light bearer that guides them back into my loving arms. Subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so that you never miss my daily guidance for your journey. I am building a sacred community of faithful believers right here, and I want your voice to be a part of this growing family. Stay connected to this altar of peace every single day so that your spiritual tank remains full, guarded, and ready for every breakthrough. Now, go to sleep tonight in total peace, my beloved child. Do not fear the morning sun, for I am already standing in your tomorrow, holding every single moment in my loving hands. Walk in my strength, rest in my grace, and remember that you are deeply loved with an everlasting love. I am with you always, even unto the sunrise of your brand new life.